What's up? What's up? Welcome to another live trading session. How is everybody doing? Welcome. All right, I see you're here. Okay, I see the username. We were just live in our Discord, and we had a couple people switch over. So good to see you, Garu 2.0. So you guys have different names everywhere. It's gonna be hard to keep up. But good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to get into these markets and see what is going on. I should be joined by Caesar in a few. But let's look at these markets. By the way, let me know where you guys are watching us from. Let me know what you are looking at. And if you have questions, you guys are more than welcome to ask them in the chat. Questions, comments, anything. But as usual, make sure you like this video if you haven't done so already, and subscribe with the notification bell on so you always know when we're live and you don't miss any opportunities, because we're always from time to time giving away accounts, giving away credits. We're doing contests, we're doing battles. So we want to make sure everybody's aware of what is going on. All right, guys, we are in it. The market has been consolidating sideways. We had a nice pullback here yesterday during the Asian session, kind of after hours. I caught a little bit of a short, but we're going to see what is going on today. I have my man Caesar in the background. Let me know whenever you're ready so I could bring you live. All righty, here we go. What's up, man?
What up? What up? What's going on with you?
Yo, we're live.
Yes, sir.
Looking at these markets.
Right. Looks heavy, man. Looks
Looks a
like
little bit heavy, yeah.
yeah, it looks like it wants lower. Looking at this 1 hour time frame, and I mean this thing could be coming back down to possibly the 29,300 area.
Yep, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, let's see. You know what I'm gonna do is completely zoom out, and I want to go into these four major markets just one by one, so we can see and kind of determine what's going on. There was Hormuz news again, like we were saying earlier today.
This dude, man.
So, no, and I don't think it has anything to do with, you know what? Let me check the news. I just saw a quick pop up on my feed this morning. And then, so let me see.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Hormuz attack.
financial juice. Trump, I had a very good talk with President Putin. Hormuz strikes threaten progress on Europe's.
Yeah, let me put it there so you guys could see. Whoa.
Yeah.
So I follow First Clock on X. Oh, by the way, that's my handle. That's gonna be my handle everywhere. Anyways, we'll get into that later. But yeah, so I use that, and we're seeing a bunch of Trump news, but I saw something on Hormuz earlier. This updates by the second, so it might be far. We could just Google it. Hormuz attack. And if you guys know in the chat, let me know if you saw something regarding the series of drone in late June. Iran targeted commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, prompting U.S. authorities. It's June. No, that's June. We're in July. We need July. Okay, I hear orders kicking in the background.
Yeah,
Share the screen, man. Share the screen.
Share the screen. Window, arrow, share. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Just want to get that trade so the account stays active.
Yeah.
Traded today.
Indeed. So you took a quick scalp?
Yeah, just a quick scalp, just so it can register as a trading day. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be trading these accounts today, but we'll see.
Alrighty. I just heard cling, cling. So I'm like,
Yeah, like I can get it out of the way.
But wait, how is it? So when I take trades, you don't hear my sound, right?
No,
I guess.
no.
Oh, you probably have it coming out of the speakers.
Yeah, it comes out of the speakers. Yeah.
How come, man, you have a secret because how come when I don't hear myself through the speakers?
That's
What's your
so.
secret, man? What's
No,
the
I mean
secret?
I have a mic and then I have a speaker. So whenever I take a trade, that ding, you hear it on the speaker. So if
But yeah, but I'm talking to you right now and I don't hear myself.
wait, you don't hear yourself talking to me?
So no. Here's the thing. So I don't hear myself feeding back through your mic.
Okay.
But we hear the speaker sound, which is great because that's exactly what I would need to be able to just play music and do other stuff on stream. So we'll talk about that after because I think your
Yeah.
setup is perfect for what I want to do. You see, this morning I was trying to get music on stream and stuff, and I
Yeah.
could figure it out.
Are you
Um,
so all right, so for example, like with the music, are you playing the music on
so no, the thing is, I'm playing it on my computer and it's coming through my headphones, so nobody's gonna hear. And
that's why?
I was trying to route it some other way so everybody could hear, but you figured out a way where the problem is if I put it through the speaker, when you speak, your voice is going to come out and they're going to hear both the music and your voice. So there's going to be an echo, but you have zero echo. So you figured that out somehow.
Oh, that's because of my speaker. So my speaker it cancels out anything else and it just focus either on my voice or whatever sound is coming out. So if I'm speaking, like all right, so watch for a second. I'm gonna play music. Let me know if you're gonna hear it, but then when I talk, you're not gonna hear an echo.
Okay.
And it's mainly because of the speaker the microphone that I have. So let me play something. Let's see.
In the meantime, I see the chat is quiet, guys.
You
Yeah, I
hear it?
hear it. Yeah, I hear it.
You hear an echo when I speak?
The thing is, I don't hear myself. Where are you hearing me from?
My speaker.
How come I don't hear myself? That's crazy. No, that it's a good thing that I don't hear myself.
Yeah. Cause my
Interesting.
speaker, my mic is not catching you. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's
Dude, you
maybe
need to
because of my
show me
mic.
what you're doing. You need to show me what
I
black
think it's the
magic you
mic, bro.
have because I need that. I need that in my life so I could play music and not have the
This is my mic. Oh, hold on,
I can't see it.
hold on.
Nice.
So yeah, so this is my mic.
Nice. Well, I don't know, man. You figure it out cuz
I think it's that. I think it's that. Yeah, cause it's like it doesn't no echoes, no nothing. Uh,
interesting.
yeah, so you might want to look into like a different mic and because then you can just run everything off of your speaker. Yeah, so because like right now, even if you weren't talking,
Mhm.
like try doing it. Try doing. Let me see. Share screen request. Yeah, share my screen, right? Yeah. No, it went away. Hold on.
Oh, you were sharing. Let me go
Yeah,
back to my
should
screen.
pop up. Okay, sharing again. Yeah, so I think it's honestly I think it's probably the mic. It's not even because I can play music, I can talk, like, and you're talking, and it's not going to catch you or like
Okay. No, I
you.
mean the mic is definitely one thing. It's probably isolating. It's probably a directional mic, so it's
Mhm.
only catching things from one direction, which is
Yeah.
good. It's still weird though that I can hear the music, but I can't hear myself talking to you. Anyways, I'll figure it out. You
We'll,
have the
we'll, we'll,
secret.
we'll,
It's
we'll, we'll
doable.
we'll figure it out.
So
We'll
yeah,
play
that's
around with
what I
it.
was trying to do. Anyways,
Yeah, we could play around with it and figure that out.
we'll play it out. Yeah, we'll play around.
Yeah.
You said you used Garu name when you used to watch lots of anime. Man, anime. They've never been able to convert me to anime. I can understand why people like it, but I don't know, man. I just haven't caught on.
Anime
But
is
nice.
pretty dope. I rock with it, bro.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, bro. I mean, listen, since I was little. The first anime I watched was Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Kai. Like I've seen like every single saga, movies.
interesting.
I watched a bunch of different other animes. Last year I got into this one called Solo Leveling. Bro, epic, epic,
Really, solo
epic.
leveling.
Yeah, dude, I might have I think I probably watched that like season one and season two like at least 6 times. Maybe more,
What?
bro. Like
Oh no, you're
I
deep
like
into
some
anime.
specific, yeah, because like because there's a lot of like I guess relation to like actual life of being underestimated, right? So like you come into this world and there's a certain hierarchy of things
Yeah.
where it's like based off of your abilities, you're classified in one thing, and it's like sometimes like once you get put in this box, it's very hard to get out of it, right? Like no one sees you other than that. So to see this individual that was like really underestimated and viewed as like lesser than everyone else because of his ranks,
Hmm.
and then to see him becoming like this top like badass, like almost like godly type power, overcoming adversity, but at the same time staying true to who he is as a person, as far as helping, being kind. It's really good. And like the
Interesting.
action scenes, dude, the action scenes are
Yeah, they're insane. I've
yeah.
watched a couple. I mean, my kids, my oldest especially, really likes anime. He's into working out, so he's always trying to do those whatever poses that these guys do.
Hmm.
I think the stories are great. I think the I like the style and stuff, but I don't know. I've never. I could watch one or two episodes and then I'm done, and then I won't watch it for like 6 months.
Okay.
But to each his own. I could see why. It's just
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
haven't caught on. But pretty cool, pretty cool. I remember back in the day when I was in high school or school in general, there was a ton of guys into what is it, Goku,
Yeah.
Naruto, whatever.
Naruto,
I was
yeah.
like, okay,
Yep. Yeah, there's a
nice.
bunch. There's a bunch. So like
There's a lot of talk. Is One Piece an anime as well?
hmm
Yeah, because I hear a lot of talks about One Piece, how the ending or whatever was kept secret
hmm
for. There's this whole talk about it. But anyways, yeah, I think it's cool. It's just that they haven't
caught you yet.
caught me yet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nah, there's some good ones. Even like if you're like into like ninjas or samurai, there's a
Yeah,
there's a
definitely.
there's a multitude of them. Like another one I used to watch was like Gundam, which is like very
Oh yeah,
futuristic with the whole. You ever seen the movie Pacific Rim?
yeah, I saw
Where like
that.
they're fighting these monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that came like years and years after the whole Gundam, which is like in anime it's like you had these metal exoskeleton suits that people were able to go into and
Hmm.
fly out into space and do battle and stuff like that. It's yeah. So
Yeah, pretty
those
cool.
are those like yeah my favorite.
Man, yeah. Speaking of exoskeletons, that's something I always wanted. I used to watch Transformers a lot when I was a kid, and I always wished that I could, climb into, and especially when Avatar came out, I wish I could climb into one of those exoskeletons and kind of, become a transformer. But that's not happening yet. We'll see. Anywho, let's go back into these charts, guys. Let's look at what's going on. We're looking at gold here. We're looking at this little recovery that we're seeing. This is a weekly chart. So we opened much higher than last week, right? We wicked down, we found some recovery here, and we're pushing higher. So zooming in, looking at these 4 hours, it's looking pretty constructive. We formed a base here around these the $4,000 area. I remember talking about how we had a lot of liquidity here. Yesterday we mentioned how we need to see, if there's going to be follow through. We found a little setup with Daniel earlier before market open while talking on Discord. Let me turn off the volume profiles. So we were looking at the asset, I think around, actually, let me put it on the 15-minute. Yeah, we talked about how if we touch this area again, we could push lower, and that actually happened. We touched this area and pushed lower. Now we've recovered. We want to see, will there be follow through, right? So basically, will we push? Well, we did push higher. Will we hold? I would say around these levels here, around those 41.75s more or less, and then continue higher, at least intraday, to go test these levels. We'll see what happens. But like Caesar and I were discussing earlier, let's switch over to the equities side and see what's going on. You know what? Before that, let's look at what's going on with oil, the petroleum, because of the news. Okay, we're basing around those 67s to 69s. So that's kind of where we were at right before Epic Fury started. So you could remove this, by the way, guys. You can adjust for contract changes and it doesn't show you the gaps, but if you take it out, then you should see, there you go. You see the gap from here to here. And I remember Caesar mentioning that a few weeks back, how when you remove the adjustment for the pricing of the contracts, the pricing will change a little bit. That's because what's up? What's up? We have Levine. Whoa, Levine. We'll just call you Levine. Why you doing? How you doing? You're back. All right. Good to have you back. By the way, guys, let us know where you're watching us from. Yeah, so we have this gap here and we're back into the gap. So let's see. Did the crude oil gap get filled? It did get filled. So we did find, and maybe let me move this here into this gap here, because this is our critical line in the sand type of level. So let's see. I mean, my scenario was breakdown, retest, continue lower, but we've fallen much sharper, and that retest that I thought was going to happen higher happened much lower, which means, so it happened around here, which means we're a little bit more bearish, but we're forming a base here, and if this pushes higher, then that will make, so basically if crude oil pushes higher like this, that will make equities fall. As oil prices rise, equity prices, at least the indexes, usually tend to move lower. So we'll see what happens. Lavin is fine from India. Nice, nice, nice. Well, right now we're looking at crude oil. We're going to look at we just looked at gold, and then we're going to, as usual, look at the indices, and then we'll see if we can find some live trades and take them live. So we'll see what happens. Hello from India. When you say, are we streaming on other platforms? We're streaming right now on YouTube and Twitter. We have about 85, almost 100 people watching. By the way, remember to like the stream, guys. But beforehand, before we go live here, we are live on the Discord from about 8:30 Eastern. So basically 30 minutes before we stream here, we're live on the Discord where everybody gets a chance to talk, to express their ideas. I'm there. Caesar's here. Caesar was there. So yeah, on X, I say Twitter because I'm still I'm still used to it. But yeah, on X. And then we'll be looking to add more platforms soon. But for now, we're live on YouTube and X. And then beforehand, we're live on Discord. Take a little bit of coffee because it's early here. Let's jump right into the indexes. So we'll start with the Russell, which is the Russell 2000 Index Futures. And then we're going to go into lower time frames because we're looking for intraday setups. Russell pushed lower, recovered, tested the high, and is now pulling back. So we'll see, okay, can the Russell hold these levels? So as we're pushing back, can it hold above VWAP to continue higher? Or is this just the start of the breakdown? So basically we retested these highs. This is a double top. We need to pull back and then fall lower. So we'll see if that happens. The Russell is one. I don't really trade the Russell. I know a lot of people trade the Dow. Samir, who's with me on Monday, trades the Dow a lot. The Dow's looking pretty constructive though. The Dow is just holding these highs really well. The Dow is only 30 assets though. So Dow Industrial Average pushing higher. Let's look at the ES. ES trying to hold this VWAP here. Yesterday we took this setup, held, the trade worked out beautifully, exited post stream, but it was a great setup. We were all in it. Well, Caesar and I were long. Alejandro was trying to fade us. Fortunately, didn't happen. But it was a great setup. Continued to push higher. So we'll see. And then looking at the NQ. NQ is looking a little bit more bearish though. It's been looking more bearish than the ES since yesterday. So let's see. You see, Caesar looks jacked. Caesar. I hear the rumors. Caesar's somewhat of a bodybuilder. So, he's a
At
man
one
of
point,
many things.
I was an aspiring bodybuilder, but then
I like
a
it.
motorcycle accident kind of detoured that,
Oh
and then I
man,
got into finance,
I
trading.
like it. I like the pivot. What
Way
bike?
better.
What kind of
Huh?
bike did you ride? What kind of bike?
It was a Yamaha 1000. It was a 2007 model.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
had that. I had a CBR 1000 and I had a Jixa 750.
Okay, so street bikes.
But after, yeah, all street
I've
bikes.
never ridden a street bike. It's all been motocross, trail, and just regular cruisers. I've
Yeah,
never tried those ninjas and whatever.
they're fun. I rode a Harley cruiser after the accident. Like that was the first bike I got on. I was a bit nervous at first,
I
but
bet.
after that first ride, I was right back to it. I mean, I wasn't doing nothing crazy or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, till this day, I miss it. But I promised my family I wouldn't purchase a bike for some time. So
Yeah, it's a tough one. I've never had a big accident, but
mhm.
if it was big enough for you to stop
Oh, bro, I was
completely,
messed up.
I
Like
bet.
yeah, like I was messed up like from left eye, chin, broken
Ugh.
clavicle. My right knee was fully exposed. Third degree burns
Woof.
on my left calf and thigh. I want to say
Was it on the highway?
no, bro. It was on a main road. I was a coach. I was a little league football coach. So I was
Hmm.
actually heading to one of our games. It was an August afternoon. It was like 96 degrees out.
Wow.
Helmet in the back, white beater, shorts,
Mm,
sneakers. So none
mm,
of my protective gear on. And yeah, I got messed up bad. I was only doing
man.
like maybe like 35, and it was a two-car lane, and the car was on my left, and they just came right into me.
It's messed up with bikes how much accidents you hear are not the biker's fault, but other cars. So
Yep.
that's the thing on roads, and that's why I've more and more I've been trying to convince my because before I moved here I used to ride, but dirts a lot, never roads. I'm like, man, I need a road bike to just on weekends, whatever. But
Yeah.
they're like, nah, you gotta watch for the other cars. That's the problem. It's the
Yeah.
other drivers.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
man, that's too
100%.
bad.
Like I can't tell you how many times, I mean, even in a car, I've been pretty much like pushed off the road, like in the highway.
Yeah,
So yeah, you always got to be more you got to really pay attention to other drivers because a lot of times people don't see you, they're not aware of you, like, or you could be in their blind spot. Like yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
tough.
Yep.
Well, we're glad you survived it and you're still here with us.
Thank you,
But
man. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I don't lie.
another argument for me not to get a bike. But anyways, I
I
don't know
mean,
if I'll be convinced.
to a degree, yeah. I mean, like if you ride, bro, it's like you definitely gotta wear your protective gear. Cause
Oh
like
yeah,
I wouldn't have
always.
been, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten like that messed up if I had my gear on. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Especially like facial, clavicle. Cause literally, like I mean, I had the helmet, the boots, the gloves, the jacket, and I
yeah,
wore none of those, right? So those are, it's like going into a car and removing the seat belt, removing the airbag,
yeah.
and just thinking like everything's hunky dory, like. You might be a
Yeah,
good driver, but somebody
you
else
got to watch for
isn't.
the others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I always have my gear on because riding on dirt and whatever, like rocks and stuff, you cannot ride without gear. So I always have gear on. But yeah, man, interesting. I didn't know
mhm.
you rode bikes. Maybe I'll have to
Yeah, bro.
convince you.
Oh, I'm a massive adrenaline junkie, bro.
Okay, I
Massive.
like it. No wonder you're trading. Okay,
A
I
massive,
could
massive. Like
I
if
could
it's
relate.
not bikes, it's cars. I mean cars and trucks too. I used to have a trucking company, right? You
Yeah,
know those big 26-foot box trucks?
yeah.
Bro, I used to drive those like Honda Civics.
Oh my gosh.
Like dude, like one of my friends just looked at me. It's like, "Are you for real?" And then they tried driving the truck and they got stuck between a pole. And it's like I drive it like it's a Honda Civic. So
The
I
braking, I drove a truck once. The braking on trucks is different. Like
yeah.
the response is not like I'm used to cars,
And the
especially.
turns,
Yeah, it's
like you
different.
gotta go super wide,
It's
right?
different.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it's
different.
different. So
It's
so
different.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I,
Okay.
I'd say the only thing I haven't driven so far is like a track is a tractor and an airplane. I've driven a boat and I've
Yeah.
driven pretty much everything with a wheel and an engine.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I haven't done the tractor either. Plane. Actually, I went on a so my brother had a friend who had a small plane, a Cessna, and then we went up once and he let me, pilot a little bit. So
Okay,
that was fun.
that's awesome.
But yeah,
Ever
never
think about
anything
getting a
serious.
license?
I've thought about it, but I get airsick, so we'll see. Always wanted,
You got to do it
when
more
I was a
often.
kid. Yeah, I have to. It's gotten better over time. When I was a kid, it was ridiculous, but now it's okay. So that's
Mhm.
the thing. But the funny thing is, when I was piloting and I was in the front, I didn't feel anything. So I guess I need to be the
Up front.
pilot or the driver up front. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, it's
We'll
almost like
see.
people that get like motion sickness. Like if they're driving the car, they don't get sick, but if they're a passenger, they get sick.
Right here, That's why I'm always driving, or I have to be in the front. If I'm in the back, it's a mess. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Definitely pilot license. It's on the things to do.
Yeah, and especially where I am, we have a bunch of airports like 10, 15 minutes away. Private airports, international airports. There's a bunch of hubs and there's a bunch of piloting schools around me. So
Yep.
there's almost no excuse.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. I need a
I know
couple more years.
some of those schools like if you're really interested in it like and you go there and you're like oh you just want to like you're interested in they'll
Mhm.
actually take you up and and see for you to try it
Oh,
out.
I did that. I
Yeah.
did that. Did it with my kids. Yeah. No, we
Okay.
did that twice. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did they call it the discovery flight. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
I did that. I did it in a plane, did it in a helicopter. So yeah, even talked to all of the guys. What's the advice? Should I do helicopter first, plane first? Everybody was like, no, airplane first, then helicopter. Helicopter is more difficult. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
seriously into that. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. I
I
see
hope
the
so,
chat is
man.
lighting up though. Let's see what's going
Let's
on there.
see.
Hitting the gym regularly. Mahuna, Tanzania in the house. Nice, nice, nice. Let me give you some confetti. We got India in the house. Uh, my might turn Hulk anytime. They're saying you're about to turn into the Hulk. Okay. Let's play football. It's one of 3 years going to turn football. What's up, Richard? Richard is in the house. You get fireworks.
Let's see. This one is
All right. We're about 1 minute from market open,
oh
and we're just
snap!
chit
Wow.
chatting like nothing.
Didn't even
Uh,
realize that.
yeah, we're 1 minute from the market open. Let's see. We got Antoine in the house. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a while, man. You got stage lights. All right. So, taking a quick look at the NQ, I have a trend line here because I saw that way back we were kind of holding this area here, but I don't know if we'll be able to hold. We'll probably have to go. Caesar, we're discussing this morning how we might have to push lower and go test those 29 300s.
Yep.
So we'll see if that happens. If the Asian session is a guide, then that means we're pushing lower. So we'll see. We're opening right now.
Okay.
Indeed.
Up. Let's see. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Antoine. We got IG6207 in the house. You get confetti for being a loyal viewer of the channel. Good to see you. For everybody who doesn't know, we're doing a live pre-market prep. Whoa, okay, nice recovery. Whoa, whoa. 110 points in under a minute.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Shorts are covering, or is this news? Let's see. We had the news here a second ago. Let's pull this up. Candidacy. Okay, I don't see any news. Put this on the side. Let's see if this is gonna have follow through, if this is a fake out. Yes, it's kind of tempting me. Set up with brackets. You said you don't have a good experience with the NQ. You only trade gold and futures. All right, so that's why we're here. We're going to talk about that. Caesar's very experienced in it. Trades straight, the open straight. I usually wait a little bit, about 15, 30 minutes before I take my positions, unless something looks interesting. So we'll see. Feeling like I want to take a quick scalp just to see if we get that recovery. So the logic is what? The logic is we fell, we consolidated, and now it seems like we want to recover and go retest these levels. So we could get in and risk the low. Let's do it. Let's do it for funsies. We'll risk this low. Tiny size, just one contract. And then we'll see if we can continue higher. So my stop is here, but the real stop is around here. I always use protective stops, just in case something goes wrong. The idea is if we could hold, then we continuously add to the position. So let's see. All right, looking at the NQ. Okay, NQ is not following through at all, so that's probably not going to work. All right, I'm instantly wrong, so we're out.
Yeah, wicked.
We don't need to find out. And this is just tiny risk, so down $50. So we're good. What are you looking to do with the NQ?
If anything, I'm probably gonna look for a short if it can't follow through. I still like this to that downside that we were talking about.
All right, let's see. The way I usually approach this for anyone watching is I usually look at the opening range, and based on the opening range of the first 15, so let's say this was the range, right? And then you'll have the halfway point of the range. We're going to have to wait a little bit more time, but you have the halfway point of the range. What I'll wait for is, okay, we get the breakdown. We wait for a retest of that range, and hopefully if that level aligns with the previous level, then we could enter short for a continuation lower, and the target would usually be what we'll call a standard deviation, so one move below, right? But we'll wait because this is a 1 minute chart. We need to see a little bit more price action. And another way is we'll move lower and maybe we'll retest the upper end of that range and continue lower. So that's one setup I'll usually look for. To the downside or to the upside. It's a simple way of approaching the market. So we'll see what happens. I usually prefer to see a couple of pivots. So, we had a high pivot. Now we're pushing lower. I want to see, okay, how low can you go? That was a song. But yeah, at least 2 points before we make a decision there. So we'll see.
Yeah, some more.
But we're getting a pretty good range here. This is 150 points. The Nasdaq. I haven't looked at the average range of the NQ these days, but we could check it out.
Yeah, it's coming down.
It's coming
Yeah.
down pretty hard. So we'll see. I like to put this box in pink. And that will usually align with some previous levels. So if we're looking for levels, we talked about those 29,300s, which would align with this area here. This is, classic trend line breakdown. So we had the trend going up here, formed a high, lower high, broke the trend, continued lower. Usually what will happen is you'll break the trend, you'll go retest this before you go lower, but we didn't get that. And if it's really bearish, then we could continue to push.
Yeah. So you might get a rejection at the 580.
Yep. So range continues to expand. And we'll call this here. And then I call this the 50%. So let's see. All right, guys. Everybody is shy in the chat. Let us know what you're looking at. If you have questions for Caesar or I, go ahead and ask them. Looking at the NQ right now, and then we'll do the same for the ES. Take a quick look at gold, because I know we got a lot of gold traders in the house. Okay, gold holding up pretty well. Thing with gold, though, is you got to be extra patient until you're not.
There it goes.
Yeah, gold will, build up, and then it just takes off. So if you didn't have time to catch it, well, tough luck. All right, so quick recovery. We're pushing lower. So shorts are printing today. Lavin said your shorts kicked you out and now it's a waterfall. Yeah, it happens sometimes. If you still have a few bullets in the chamber, we can still wait, see what kind of setups we get. Maybe the stop was too tight. What were you shorting, Lavin? If I don't hear you, it's because you're super focused.
Yeah, I'm just setting a few things up right now. Seeing if we're gonna bounce.
All right, we're trying to hold. We're trying to hold the 511s. getting a little bit of a bounce. Let's see if we can hold that. So a quick thing I could show everybody, and something every time you see me look up, what I'm looking at here is this volume profile. You could see how we have this shape here, which means this is the point of control. This is where the most this is where the asset has been traded the most, where there's been the most volume. And you could see how when we opened and we tested that level, it quickly got rejected. Now we are at what we would call a low volume node. So basically an area where there's not a lot of volume. So around here. And consider that area as well. So what will happen is sometimes the price will bounce from these areas. So you can see earlier we bounced from this area here. Now we're bouncing from this area. So what we want to find out is once we go back, if we go back and retest the point of control, so we retest that, can we go push higher and continue, or do we reject and move lower, right? If we are able to. So that's what we're kind of waiting for to, well, at least me, that's what I'm waiting for to get an entry. That would be on the NQ, but we could make the similar case because the ES has been moving in a similar fashion, not exactly the same. Oh, sorry, that's the ES. That was in the NQ. So that's what I'm looking for on the NQ, on the ES. Let's look at the NQ right now. NQ looking similar, same but different. So we formed a lower low. So we had a higher low on the ES, which is a little bit more bullish, but we had this initial low here, then we pushed lower to this low volume node here. And now we're trying to recover, and we'll see, okay, can we push above this POC, this point of control, or are we unable to hold here, and do we have to push lower? So that's what we're waiting for. I'm waiting for more or less the first 15 minutes to finish, so that'll happen in about 3 minutes, and then we'll kind of start to pick our spots. What we're seeing right now from the asset is we are getting rejection here, so we'll see, can it hold or do we get rejected? You said MNQ below 1 minute candle low, kicked out at cost. Okay. Well, we're getting a bounce, so if your bias is short, just wait, and you'll probably find another setup. Let's see. Let's look at the Dow. Oof. If the Dow is any indicator, the Dow is pushing. The Dow was recovering nicely, then pushed lower, recovered here at the point of control, trying to hold. So let's see. Let's look at other assets. SpaceX pushing lower. Nvidia trying to hold. Apple trying to hold. Tesla pushing lower. Microsoft pushing lower. Amazon trying to hold these lows. And for those who don't understand, the reason I'm looking at all these assets is because all the indexes we're trading are made up of these assets. And these bigger, higher caps are the ones that move the market. So that's what we're looking at right now. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar pushing lower. Okay. If the dollar pushes lower, that's bullish. Okay. Oil, remember this morning I said if oil pushes higher, it's bearish for markets. So right now, due to the fact that oil is getting a little bit more expensive, we could expect continuation to the downside on the indices, right? So let's see. We shall see. All right, so right now, this is more or less our opening range for the first 15 minutes. So from here to here, this pink box right now. So all we're trying to do is see, okay. And the ideal setup for a short for me would be we reject these levels, push lower, form a lower high, continue lower. but we have to see how the asset continues to move. I don't hear you, Caesar. You're keeping
Yeah, I'm just
everything secret.
watching. Nah, just looking, waiting. I'm debating on taking a long here at the 90s. Looks like it's ready to push. ES is pushing. Let's see.
Yes, it's trying to push indeed. So same scenario here. So 50%. I need a midpoint on that thing. So same scenario here. So that would be the bearish scenario, right? The bullish scenario is we're able to form a higher low here. We go test these highs, break out of there, and continue higher, right? So we'll see what happens. What I don't want to see is too much movement for too long inside this area, because that would be a sideways day. So we'll see. Trying to recover. Okay, rejection here.
Yeah, this is.
Let's see.
Yep.
So the question here is, are we recovering to push higher, or was this the second lower high? So was this the second lower high to push lower? So what you could do is wait.
Yep, it's waiting.
See, yeah. See, because if you're looking for confirmation, you need to see this push lower, retest, and that's where you enter. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is we see consolidation under this area. So, we try to break, we fail. We try to break, we fail. We try to break, and then we push lower. So we just need to watch the price, watch the accumulation of candles, and see what they do. And we have time. We're only, 20 minutes into the open. So we'll see. Okay, we see a move here, a little bit of volume pushing. Let's look at the NQ. A little bit of volume coming in. So the question is this people walking into the store to buy really, or are we going to see a bunch of people walking out of that store after that discount that we just got? So we'll see.
This back and forth is brutal.
Yeah, I'm waiting. We've been seeing it for these past few days. We're not getting the just in and continuation that we got the past weeks, because the past weeks you got in and then there was immediate follow through. These days, it's taking a little bit more time to consolidate and then do the actual move. So, for example, yesterday, it took a while before the move happened. And then we had this massive sell-off in the afternoon and after hours. So you got to be extra patient these days. So I've turned into an intraday swing trader.
There you go.
That's what. Yeah, yesterday that's why I was like, you know what? The position, I want to be holding it for at least a couple hours. So we shall see. All right, so we weren't able to hold this for now. Let's see if we can break lower.
It's coming.
NQ. Looks like it's coming. You could take although it's not a high quality setup, but one could take the breakdown of the low, but it's not a good risk reward trade. You're risking 1 to make 0.25 at best. So we're not going to take that trade. Do you guys give importance to big round? Oh, I like that. BRN, big round numbers. Do we give big importance to big round numbers, Caesar?
Yes, whole and half number marks are important. They do offer quite a bit of opportunities, and there are psychological levels. So yes.
Yeah, I agree there. The only caveat I'm gonna say is that don't bet on the big round number itself because everybody knows that. So, for example, if you're looking at the 29, let's say right now we're at 29,500, so 29,500 is right there. That doesn't mean that that's the exact number. So we're gonna have traders that front run it 10, 20, 25 points. So it's for me, you're always looking at a zone, an area. 2,500 is definitely a key number because of that 500 round number. But that doesn't mean that it's going to immediately bounce from there. You need to give it a little bit of room. But definitely, yeah, you should pay attention to big round numbers. 25, 29,500, 30,000, etc. Okay, so that's the trade I was saying you could take. You could. It's not a good risk reward because you would be entering short, risking 50 points to make 10 or 20. So it's not a good entry. You probably want to wait for a pullback if you were looking to go short because you would be shorting the bottom. So we saw this move push lower. We saw volume coming. So the question again is this people entering the store or exiting the store? Let's take a quick look at the ES. ES is forming a higher low in comparison to the NQ. But we might have follow through. I think I want to risk that high. Okay, looks like we might get the break. We'll see. We have increased volume on that move.
Down. Every pop is up. Seems to
Yeah,
be
every pop is being sold, so we might have to take that. I'm going to take that setup on the ES, and we'll see. All right, so we're short the ES. We're risking the prior high. What I expect is this might be a liquidity sweep, and it immediately gets bought and goes to retest this. But it might also work out, so we'll see. If it is a sweep, we'll wait to see what happens once it pulls back. So as you can see, as I'm entering the trade, I'm immediately looking for where am I wrong? Let's look at a little bit higher, 15. Okay, we're getting volume. I'm expecting a pullback eventually. So we'll see. TP is variable for now because right now all I want to do is build this position, make it bigger, and hold longer. So we'll see. And I'm wrong. I'm risking this high, but I'm wrong if we go. So we'll say wrong here. Put it there. So we'll say I'm wrong here. Let's put an arrow. So if we're able to recover and go over these highs, this is where I'm
419
wrong.
is next.
You're short NDNQ?
No, I'm not sure, but
Oh, okay.
I'm watching what it's gonna see do at the 419.
All right, let's switch to the 419. Nice push. That's the setup I was talking about. That's not a great risk reward, but it has a high high win rate. I did a 400 day study, and it shows that if you take the break out or break down, usually if you risk the risk reward is not great. So you're risking 100 points to make 25, but it's a 75% win rate more or less. So, and then you would be getting out right now. So you got, oh, that's, you would have gotten about 50 points, but you're risking 120. So FYI. We're short the ES, and then we want to be adding on pullbacks. So we'll see. Unless this is a sweep and we push higher. Let's look at the higher time frames. Okay, so areas we could be looking at for recovery is here, around 75.60. And if it wants to push lower, then low volume node is around here. Nice. Antoine saying he was short on the Nasdaq. You got your 1-to-1 and you're out. So good job, good job, good job. Round of applause for you. Try to use SMA on this one using a different period. Remind me, what is SMA again?
Smart money concept? No.
Smart money something?
Yeah.
And which period are you using? Yeah, we're on low time frames right now. I'm looking at a 15 and a 1 and bouncing back and forth between the 15, the 5, and the hourlies. We probably missed the ad here. Oh, simple moving average. Okay. I went too far on this one. There we hear so much about ICT and complicated stuff here. I forgot about the simple moving average. Sorry, man. We went too far. The answer was so close. We went too far. If you want to put this, we could add the simple moving average and see what you're looking at. So we'll add a moving average. There you go. I don't know what period you're using. We could use
here.
a 9. You'll try the long here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be the sweep, like I'm talking about.
Came close to the 19 area. I didn't take it. Let's see.
You said 419.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to, what was the low? Low was 439. Might be recovering. I like it, Garu. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I like it. Okay, volume coming in. Caesar's long here.
Got out. Quick scalp.
Oh, you got out?
Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till
Okay.
10.
Yeah, it's about to be 10 o'clock. We'll see what happens at 10. So what we want to find out is, and why on the ES I said I'm wrong here. Ideally, what we want is We pulled back, we retest this level, and then we move lower. So I just added a simple moving average here. We're going to put it, when I used to use moving averages, I had that in purple. So we'll put it in purple. So we had a volume increase here. We had an engulfing candle here. So that might be a turn. We'll see. So your parents don't want you to trade, or what's going on there? Okay, I can see the strength. So I'm thinking I might want to change my bias.
Yeah, it's back over 5. Let's see.
Let's look at the NQ. Was this the retest and follow through lower? We'll see. Wow, quick rejection. They want you to be an engineer? Yeah, just tell them you're an engineer of the markets. You're doing market engineering. Okay. I like it. Candlestick engineering.
Nope.
Feels like we're going to push lower. So you were in and out?
Who, me? Yeah, I was in and out. Somewhat. Let's see if we can get over 500. Let's go.
Let's see.
Get over 5.
Struggling a little bit.
ES is looking a little bit better than NQ.
I like it. Said he's well prepared. Told him that you're a portfolio manager at multiple firms for funded accounts. But I guess you forgot the funded account part.
That's smart.
Yeah, I like it. Right. Looking at the NQ. I think we're gonna break down from here.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Okay, we didn't recover as fast as I thought, so I think I want to build a position from here. Let's see. You do work as a research analyst. I like it. Okay, so huge volume coming in here. Let's look at the NQ. It's a hard read for me. It's looking like it wants to bounce. It's looking like it wants to push lower.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. That's
Yeah.
trading.
So
Bounce off the 20s.
all right, so we got a big volume increase here. Let's see. All right, I'm when in doubt, get out. So I'm gonna get out, and we're gonna wait because I can't decide whether I want to go long or I want to go short. So I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, where it stands right now, I mean, it's gotten really close to that 1 hour level I was telling you about, the 29,330. Question is like, where could I look to possibly enter short? Thinking around maybe like 560. So if you see that wick, that when did it create this wick?
Yeah, 560 earlier, like around 948.
Yeah, so you see that wicket, the bounce it did at 1 a.m. So yeah,
Let me switch to your screen because this way you can show it better.
yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's loading. There we go. It's on your screen.
Yeah. Oh, it's sharing.
Yeah.
Are you on it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, so this area. So here's where I would look for price to come back up to short. If not, I'm just gonna probably just wait it out and let it come down to that 330 level and possibly go lower and then watch it reclaim it. Once it reclaims it on a 15 or 5 minute time frame, then I would look to long.
Got it. Let's see what happens. It's annoying. I got the short setup I was looking for, but the volume increase kind of thought me, okay, we're gonna probably bounce and move higher, but
yeah, no, this thing is super bearish right now.
Yeah. What's my assistant telling me? Actually, I didn't here's the assistant, guys. I didn't I didn't load anything in the assistant today because I tested it out yesterday. But we could load him up. Let's load him up, and I'll let you guys call it. What is our how many trades? I already took, I think, 2 trades or 3 trades. So how many trades left? How much do you guys want me to risk per trades? How many contracts? And we have an hour, so 60 minutes left. And then check-ins we'll put every 5 minutes. You guys let me know. Man, IG62 likes Alejandra. He's always asking for her. She'll be back tomorrow, man.
She'll be back tomorrow, homie.
She'll be back tomorrow. But for those who don't know, I've been working on an app. It's I've gotten a lot of DMs regarding overtrading and overtrading issues, and there's a lot of ways to go about it. But I think that one of the ways is if you have somebody in your corner. If you were trading in a traditional prop firm, you would have what's called a risk manager, and he would give you what's called a shoulder tap. So if you're messing up, taking too many trades, risking too much, he would come tap on your shoulder. This is the app right there. This is the app I'm working on. It's called the Cornerman. So you basically enter your risk settings for the day, you lock the plan, and then it talks to you. So for example, you guys can't hear it, but right now, let me mute the voice because it's annoying. Mute the voice. Okay. So it says plan lock, 2 trades max, $200 risk per trade. Man, I missed the setup. This is literally the setup I was talking about. So sorry. We break this, we retest this low. We got the wick. I wanted to add here, but I thought we were gonna have a bigger recovery, retest here, and I wanted to add to short here. And then the target would have been this low right here. For a quick, what would it be? 25 points, so that would have been nice on the ES. But anyways, we lost that one, so now we wait. But yeah, you have the risk manager, and then he checks in and talks to you. So right now he's saying plan lock, 2 trades max, blah blah blah. First check-in in 5 minutes. So you could talk to it. You could say you're feeling calm, you have no setups, you're feeling impatient, you're tempted to trade, blah blah blah, and then it'll respond to you. So, oh man, I thought I was sharing my screen. Sorry. There we go. All right, this is the risk manager, but let me show you the setup I was looking for. There's no setup for me right now. I have to wait. Setup was break, retest, continue lower. I thought when when we saw this volume increase right here, that we were going to have follow through to the upside, and then I would re-enter short around here below this high, and we could follow through. But right now it is not the case. So we're pushing lower. NQ is pushing lower as well. Going into the same setup on the NQ. The setup happened beautifully. We just didn't take them. So break, retest, move lower. So that $500 level was critical. So now we have to wait. We have to wait for a possible bounce. So 2 areas we could look for bounces are right now, or we wait a little bit lower at the, let's call it 29,300s, which Caesar mentioned this morning would be a possible area where we could reach. So we'll wait. We'll see. So what's the best entry? A break or at the retest? Well, what I prefer to do when I do get it is actually scale in right on the break. So enter here on the break and then add on the retest. So I'll enter with small size, risking a higher level. And then on the retest, I'll add. So if this was, if I caught this correctly, this would have been the first entry. This would have been the first add. And then I would have added again on the push lower right here. So maybe 1 contract here, 1 contract here, maybe two, 3 more contracts here. And then targets would have been right here. And right here, I probably would have taken half of the position off and then would have left the rest to see if we would have continued lower. So yeah, but back to the app that I'm working on. Where is it? So for example, right now I could tell the app, and I'm using Whisper Flow so I could talk to it. I don't know if you guys know Whisper Flow. This way you don't have to type. I could say, hey coach, I missed the setup. I'm feeling annoyed. What do I do now? So this is the text, and then you send it, and it says missing. Let me turn off the voice. It's annoying. All right, so missing 1 setup means nothing. You still had 2 trades and 146 minutes on the clock. Annoyance is how you chase bad entries. So sit on your hands until the next clean one shows up. The market owes you nothing, and neither does this session. And then I can annoy it and say I'm feeling impatient. It says impatience this early is how you manufacture setups that aren't there. Is there actually a clean entry in front of you, or are you just tired of waiting? So yeah, that's the app I'm working on to help people
This thing
who
is
have.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It forgot about us. So honestly, there's nothing for me to do here. We missed the short entry. So we wait. Now the next target on the ES for me would be these two areas. So I just use the opening range as a reference. And you'll see, so this is a 50% right here. You see, we got to the 50%, we bounced and then moved lower. So now what I'm expecting, since we're breaking these levels, is another bounce here. And the setup is probably going to show up way later if it does. And that would be a break of trend. So the next setup for me, if we consider this to be the trend, the higher time frame trend, would be, okay, we keep watching the asset. Let me do it here. This way it'll be clearer. And you have to be really patient for this one because, wait, this is the trend. We're getting out of this trend. And what I would have to wait for is something like this. We continue, then we start forming a base, and then we break out of the trend here. We pull back, and then we continue higher to go test either this level, or this level. So the ideal trade, longer term hold trade, would be some kind of entry whenever we find the base, risking a low, a prior low, and then targeting one of these highs. So that's maybe too much. Something like that. And that could take a while. If not, then you could just do momentum trades, momentum scalps. So we'll see. It would be the same for the NQ. If we start reversing this downtrend, so, we have the trend here, and the easy way to find the trend is just switch to lines. I like to use lines. Whoops, sorry. And, the trend can last for a while. So you switch. There we go. This is your trend right here. You hopefully find somewhat of a base. So you start bouncing. You break out of the trend, you pull back, you enter on the pullback and continue higher and target either this high or the other high. So we'll see. The earlier it happens, the bigger of a bounce you could get. So if it happens, around 10:30, 11 o'clock, how did I get the 3R line in risk and gain tool? Garu said, what's the best entry on all-time frame, or like using a sniper? Is there a female version of it? Yeah, there's gonna be any voice you want. For me, the voice that matters is kind of this drill sergeant, strong male military voice. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear any gentle voice. Oh, if it were me. IG62 saying he wants Alejandra's voice. Okay, dude. We see you.
Request, huh?
We see you. Careful with these Latinas. Ask Caesar, he knows.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's
Careful.
great. She's great. How did I get the 3R line in risk and gain tool? Let me show you. So this is the risk and gain tool. Then you go into settings.
All right, looking for longs here. I'm gonna try one here at 360.
All right.
Targeting 450.
So we could see how on that third we found support. We're pushing higher. Caesar likes to live on the dangerous side, so he's testing, and that's probably the best entry. If it follows through, I'll wait for the second pullback. Close your eyes and enter. No, I can't close my eyes and enter. On top of that, I have glasses, so. All right, so yeah, risk position tool. Let's see again. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit. So yeah, you go into settings, and then here you could see it says properties, stop line, goal line, and then partial goal. So stop is 1, goal I put 3, so basically that's the 3R, and then partial goal is 2, so I put a 2R. So your risk is 1R, 3R, 2R, and then you can change the color. So my entry is blue, my risk is red, and then the 2 goal lines, one is kind of a light green teal, and then the other one's green. So you could do that. I hope, Lavin, I hope that that helps. So yeah, I still have to wait. Just let's talk about multiple confluences. So let's start from scratch. Confluence number 1 is for the long, and that's if you get it, is the level, right? We talked about those 29,300s, but why the 29,300s? Well, if we look back on an hourly chart. These are the previous, if we're looking horizontally, these are the previous areas where we found support. So it's a logical area where buyers might step in again. So in the past, we found support here, we found support here, we found support here, here, here. So that's the first area where we might find support again, which is the logic, you know, for why we had this level. So confluence number 1. Confluence number 2 is what I was talking about. If we talk about, let's call it standard deviations. So psychologically, the price is going to move in units of 25 points, 50 points, 75 points, and 100 points, give or take, right? So once you find the opening range, which is how much the asset is going to move on the day, which is, I mean, the asset is going to move in the morning, then you could use that as a gauge to kind of find your levels. So if this is your opening range in blue, right here, let's see, where's 9:15, 9:45, sorry, here. And we're talking whole deviations and half deviations. This is a whole deviation. This is a second whole deviation. And you can see how this deviation lines up exactly with that level, which is exactly at 300. We were talking about hold numbers this morning. Well, we're seeing a little bit of a hesitation here, and we saw some buying here. Why? It's because logically, these are areas where the algos, the humans, everybody is looking to enter and exit. Now, we have half levels. Half levels is this. So if you look, the half points here, and I'll put this in light blue, half point here and half point here, light blue again. This is the NQ, are again areas of interest. And if I zoom in, let's look at the half points. So what happened at the half points? Well, we got the retest. We whole level, half level, we sold off. We pushed lower. Well, we didn't even get to the half level here, but we got to this lower level, retested, pushed lower. We found buyers right here, retested that half level, and now we're pushing lower. So again, we could, you know what, for illustration purposes, let's take this trade. We'll take this breakout, And it might be late, but basically what we're looking at is this. This is the deviation. So I'm in the trade. Got in late. But for illustration purposes, what behavior are we looking for? We're looking for a continuation and a bounce from this level. So this would be your first target. Your second target is here. Now you want to see, okay, is my target realistic or not? This is why you need to know, okay, how much does the asset move per day? So we measure from here, from the opening print all the way to where we are here. How many points is that? That's 421 points. Okay. Can we move lower? That's 580 points. Yes, the Nasdaq has done 500 plus points in the past, so it's possible. So this is not like 2,000 points lower, so it's not an unrealistic target. But we've moved about 1.4%, which is 400 plus points. So the likelihood of us getting here immediately on a drop is not very high. The likelihood of us going to here and then bouncing is higher. So a more realistic target would be this 50% area here. Now, since we've started to get extended, we expect bounces to happen soon. So what I would expect is we get here, we get a bounce to maybe one of these levels, and then we probably revert. So we'll see. We'll see what the price does. But we're looking for different scenarios here. The ideal scenario would be what? We break, we just took the break, we took a little bit late, and then we just flush down. That would be perfect. Not very likely, but that would be perfect. Second scenario is what? That's less bearish, is we bounce from here, and then we recover, we continue higher. Third scenario is what? Is we are not even, this is a fake, this is a sweep. We're not able to push lower. We wick, and then we immediately recover. And that's why I'm risking this area, because if we do recover, then we might break higher, form a higher low, and then continue higher. Form a higher low, continue higher, right? Of course, it's never going to be that straightforward, but we'll see. And that's what's happening. This area is right here. This area is basically one standard deviation. So from here to here, one standard deviation below that opening range here, right? So we have the same range here happening. So it's normal that people are taking profits here. Now, I don't want to fight the trend just yet. And this is the last confluence I'm going to talk about. I don't want to fight the trend just yet. Why? Because we might have people believing that, okay, this trend is going to continue. So let me take these levels out. So we saw the levels, and the last thing we need to see is the trend. So we continue like this, right? Where the trend is just following those upper levels. Doesn't need to be 100% precise. We just need a group of candles, and then we copy and paste, put it at the lower end here, and then usually the trend has a midpoint. So let's put these lines in what? Yeah, we'll leave them in yellow. We'll leave these levels in yellow. So yeah, so what's happening here is, and let's put the midpoint. What's happening here is we got to the midpoint of the trend, right? And each time we got to the midpoint of the trend, you could see here, right here, and right here, we got a bounce. So we got to this midpoint here, we got a bounce. So now, what do we want to see? We want to see, if we're short, we want to see us get to this area and then sell right back down to the midpoint of the trend. And what is that? Well, the midpoint of the trend is the midpoint of the standard deviation, which is exactly 29,200. Talking about whole numbers again. So we'll see if that happens. If that doesn't happen, well, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a change in character where we break the trend and we get out of it. Okay, but is it a real break or just a fake out? If it's a real break, then we'll break out of it. We'll test maybe these levels. We'll pull back and we'll continue maybe higher. So a lot of scenarios, and then you just decide out of all these scenarios, which one do you think is the the most likely one to play out? You take your trade, risk under control, and then that's it. So again, always initially taking a small entry with a small risk because we might be wrong. And statistically, if I'm wrong in the first 3 minutes, I'm definitely wrong. And it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. So we'll see. So right now we're betting on continuation lower. If we don't get continuation lower, then we are wrong. And all that does is just gives us information that, okay, maybe that recovery we've been talking about is about to happen. So we'll see. But market makers, algos, everything, they know human behavior. So what you will see very often is you'll get a fake, a wick, and then it'll get sold again. Not always, but we shall see. So as we get this retest here, and if it starts working in our favor, then we can add to the position and modify our risk. Right? Now, our corner man said, what did we say? The budget remaining is $400, 200 per trade. So we're on track. Tiny size. Okay, trade seems to be working. But the next question you want to ask yourself is this a double bottom? So we tested. This is great. This is one check in our favor. We're pushing lower, but are they going to step in and buy again? Because this is 275. This is right below 300. Right? So we need to push a little bit lower to confirm the add. All right, it's pushing lower, and as it does, we add, and now we're risking this wick. So we want to be risking the same amount we were more or less risking before. And if it does work, great. If it doesn't work, then it's that bounce we were talking about. Well, there we go. Bounce seems to be incoming. Is it going to be a real one or not? Because you see, immediately we push lower, but I said this could be the second base. Let me put this bigger. Oh, I can't. Can I? Anyways. So we'll see. But respect your stop. I mean, we wicked here. So if it's a real one, if it's a real bounce, it's just going to break above. It's a fake one, it's going to get sold again and move lower. So we just wait. Again, tight risk.
Could pop.
It could pop. It's looking like it wants to pop gradually. You're looking at the volume also. You want to see, is the volume increasing as it's moving up or not? Volume increasing means just think of it as a store. We're offering a discount. People are walking in the store to buy. Let's see. And then you're just looking at higher time frames to see what's that looking like. 5 minutes. What time is it? 10:30. Okay, so this pop wasn't a real one so far, but until we get below this, where the trade is not quote unquote confirmed, they could still be buying because we're right at 29,300. We're literally shorting the lows.
Are you short or long?
I'm short.
You're short? Okay.
Yeah. I'm short, but, you know, paper hands on that short, because this is like,
Yeah.
this is shorting a very unideal area.
I mean, good rejection where it
Yeah, it's
shorted.
following the trend. Okay, so now we needed to follow through, but we need to follow through fast. So this, there we go. This moves down, and then the next candle needs to be as big or bigger than this one. And then we'll take our first profit around the 50% area. And at this point, you want to see immediate follow through. So at this point, you can just put your risk, under control. If you're scalping, of course, you don't immediately go to break even, because you could get some wicks and whatever. But at this point, you want follow through. If you don't get that follow through, then that was just a liquidity sweep. And guess what? Where are we? We are exactly in the middle of the channel, where every time it gets here, they buy, they buy, they buy. So are they going to buy again, or are we going to get that follow through we're looking for? Of course, you want to resist the urge to take your profits, because you're risking 200 and you're making what, 70, 80 bucks. That's not a good risk reward trade yet. So resist the urge, relax, wait. That's why you think about your risk before your profit, before entering the trade. So let's see if we get the follow through or not. Let me look at the hourlies. Okay, so hourlies are okay. We're risking the wick of the hourly candle, but we want to see, okay, do we get follow through here? They're really trying to hold this level, this call it 300 give or take level that Caesar talked about. There's probably a lot of people looking to buy here. So we're seeing resistance. We're not seeing immediate follow through like we got here. We got 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, 4, 5, 6, just follow through. And then we got 2, we got a bounce. So let's see. This recovery we got here, this engulfing, practically almost engulfing candle, similar as this one, was not a good sign for our short. So let's see if we continue. And then if the next candle, or even this one, if it doesn't close, so we got about 3 seconds. If it doesn't close below there, the likelihood of this working is less and less. We'll see.
What a short this was.
Yeah, this would have been a great short. It sucks. I was in the damn short. Anyways.
From the 560s.
Yeah. It's like 250 points plus. Yeah, they really want to buy this.
What the heck?
What?
I took a trade. It showed me that I was. Oh, that's Never mind. It's on MNQ. Okay. Try a buy here.
Yeah, they're trying to bounce this. Okay, so this is less and less in our favor, and I'm becoming less and less patient with this because we should have seen follow through. So we might get that breakout we're looking for, but we'll see. So risk under control, could reduce it a little bit. So the question is, are we gonna roll, or are we gonna? This is the long entry and then the breakout. And it's totally valid that Caesar's starting to enter long, because that's a pretty good area to go long. I'm still holding my short, just following with the initial plan. But unless we get a quick drop, this is not very convincing.
We're definitely gonna get a bounce, but it's just a matter of when. Could it be
Yeah,
now before the London close, or is it gonna be?
I don't know. I'm waiting. The bounce is coming. The problem with the bounce is it could come right now. It could come after 11 o'clock. It could come at noon. It could come at 2. It could come at 3 p.m. So I don't know. We shall see. The chat is quiet. Let me know, guys. What are you looking at? What are you trading? I've been walking everyone through this trade. We could talk to the risk manager again, see what he says. So I'll tell him we're in a trade so far in profit, but it's testing our patience. What do we do? So I just sent him the message, and he says the trade is doing its job. Let it. Your only job right now is to keep your hands off it and let the plan play out. Patient isn't weakness, it's edge. Ooh, inspirational. All right, trade is starting to work. So let's see. We tested the upper end of the range twice. The trend twice. So this is 29,195, right? We might want to front run it a little bit because the 25s, the 20s, the 10s sometimes tend to be levels where we get bounces. So we might want to front run it just a tiny bit, but I'm not going to touch it for now. What we can do is put our risk under control so we could half our risk at this point. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to front run it. Okay. So now we've made a 1R trade. Well, less than 1R. And now we hold for the rest. The reason I don't trust this is because they've been trying to buy. They tried to buy here. They tried to buy here. They tried to buy here. We're flushing and we're seeing volume increase. So is this the bounce? I don't know. And I would love to take that long because that's going to be that's going to be a good risk reward trade if it plays out.
Yeah.
It's trying. Man, I really want to reverse this.
Like it better once it gets over 330, but yeah.
I mean, once it gets over 330, you're definitely in it. But if you could catch it at 23.
Yeah, I'm still
230.
in 2 micros.
The long
259 cost average. So
nice. All right, so we didn't get follow through. I'm still waiting. But the way we're getting these little bounces, little bounce, what it's telling me is other traders like Caesar are slowly starting to scale into trades. So we're slowly going to probably reverse the level. Right? So as you're in the trade, you're thinking, okay, what is everybody else doing? What is everybody else thinking? You don't want to be like everybody's short. I mean, this is extend. We might fall another 1,000 points, but we don't know that. And we might bounce
down 700 at most, probably another maybe 300 points if that.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, it could drop.
Yeah, it could keep going, but
down 2.5. Yeah, because I've seen this thing drop a full 4%, 5% in a day. So
yeah, same here. But for everybody watching, you don't want to get overconfident because your short is working. You're in an extended, you're shorting the bottom. It's not like we shorted from, you know, 29,500. Still holding. Actually, this should be around $5 so that we pay for commissions. Okay, so you saw that's the first break. Man, I want to reverse this thing. It's going to be 11 o'clock. All right, the trade is not working, so we're going to close it. Barely 1R. Now we wait. Live and taking daily ATR is 760s, and we've traveled that much today. 760s. Let's see. So from the open, 479, and then from Asia, 1800. Where is it? 750s. Nice. Okay, so we're seeing the break. Nice. Let me look at the ES. So ES got out of this. This would be here. We're seeing the bounce. I'm going to start scaling in, but I'm going to start scaling in on the ES. So on the ES is where I want to be long. I want to be long quite a few contracts. Well, we have in dollar terms, you know, we could risk 200 plus around 200 per trade according to our risk manager. So we could start scaling in here. Now remember, it's going to be 11 o'clock in 10 minutes. So this might take a while to build, but back to the NQ. Nice, we've broken out of the trend. You see, we barely got to that 50% area. If it was front run. Now we're bouncing. And Caesar's long is starting to pay off.
Yeah.
So I think Caesar's long around 259.
Yep, 259.
So 259 around here.
Just took some more.
259. Okay, nice.
Targeting the bottom of that previous level, 324.
All right, 324. So around here. Nice. Now, because it is an hourly close, I'm scaling in. I'm expecting a little bounce, then a pullback. On the pullback is where I want to be adding to the position. Because what you will see sometimes is, and I talked about it, is you'll get a fake bounce, and that'll just be, you know, fake bounce, continuation lower before you actually get the levels. But you don't know, so you have to pick your spots. Let us know, guys. Let us know what you're trading. Let us know what you're looking at. I've been walking you through these trades. Risk manager is saying session still clean and green. Don't touch it. Let the trade breathe and blah, blah, blah. So right now we're going to tell him the trade we took. So what I can do, let's do today. So I'm just going to show him this trade. These were our other trades. So you take the trade and then you just paste it in there. It's reading the screenshot. Oh. it doesn't read it well, so you just put 95. 2 contracts. It says $95 in the pocket, 1 trade down, 1 left, but that's 0.48 R. So the market didn't give you the full move. You still got 110 minutes and 1 bullet. Don't rush it to spend it chasing what this trade didn't finish. So now you just wait. All right, 10 minutes to go. Could get a nice bounce here. Entering later.
Go.
Let's see.
I'm gonna take it here at 80.
You're exiting or adding?
Exiting. Just because we might pull back after the London close in 9 minutes.
I got 9 minutes left. Let's see.
Let's rotate account. Doing a buy in another account.
Yep. So we might see bounce, move lower before the continuation. Just trying to get a quick momentum here, but let us see.
There we go.
Let's get that momentum.
300.
Okay, we're building this position. This is the one I want to be holding longer. 150. All right, little bounce. Let's see if we get the follow through. Risking the low. Yeah, all right. Paper hands on that one. Calling it a day. Do you guys use journals? Recommend any free ones? So, yes, the best free journal is this one. There we go. And then I don't know any free apps or stuff like that, but you can use AI to create your own app. That's one thing. But I don't know any free journals. Word? I used to type in Word. All right. So now we're getting that little bounce. I mean, that little pullback. We'll see. We're going to wait. It's going to be 11 o'clock. So after 11 o'clock, ideally, what do we want to see? We want to see, can these levels hold? So can we form a base? So we pushed higher. Can we form a base around here? Where is it? Push higher. Can we form a base around here and continue lower? Or was just this a fake out and we're going to push lower? So we'll see. But ideally, we got to bounce, because if we do bounce, this could be nice. I think we could, if we get a real bounce, we could reach at least those low 480s, if not a full recovery. But I'm taking that position on the ES. Gonna slowly add and targeting at least VWAP around here. So call it 75 60s, which is where we resisted here. So we'll see. Thanks, Lavin. It's been good having you on.
Let's go. Tag it.
Keep going. Oh, you're taking it on. I should have been sharing your screen. You're taking it on Black Arrow.
Yeah, on Black Arrow.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've been hearing it, but I didn't. You could tell me, yo, put my screen on.
Black Arrow. So yeah, so took the long.
Nice.
Targeting this level right here. Question.
Yeah.
Do you know how to? You know how like to make it a cross? You see how like when it goes on the screen, it doesn't show like that cross, almost like I'm
yeah. Go up, straight up. Stay on the chart. It's there. You go there. The left.
Right. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Look at that. Wonderful.
Nice. The question here is, are we getting that bounce and continuation lower? Or is this a true bounce?
I think just a slight pullback for the London close, and again, like for us to really head back up, price would need to close above 340, 345. If it gets over that, then yeah, we could really push back to the upside.
Yeah. So, we shall see. I mean, since we're down 700 plus points since Asia, I'm expecting a bounce eventually, but like you said, it could happen now, could happen at the end of the day, could happen whenever.
Yeah.
So we will see. We're 3 minutes from the end of the stream and the London close. So let us know, guys, in the chat if you have any last minute questions or things you want to find out, let us know. By the way, you could still bet on the games. Remember that. You could still go to the Fivers and bet on the matches and have a chance to win an account. That's an old game. Let me restart. Actually, no. Argentina, Egypt? Is that the next game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you could bet on this game. So far, our bets haven't played out, but we'll bet again here. Argentina, Egypt. This time, I'm going to say 3. Whoa. Why does it keep putting...
Okay. Go with Argentina, bro. The way these refs are calling the game, go with Argentina.
You know what? I'm going to put 2-0 just because that's the typo that popped up. So 2-0. Yeah. Submit prediction. Locked in. So we just bet there. We'll see if that plays out or not. But yeah, Argentina is the way to go.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, so we're looking to bounce. Building that position here on the ES. We'll see. London closes in exactly 1 minute, 47 seconds. Pushing higher nicely here on the NQ. Take a quick look at gold. Gold pulling back. Oil forming a little bit of a pattern here. A little triangle here on the tight time frames. So we'll see. Monkey Scry saying, am I in a trade or is Caesar in a trade? I am in a trade.
I'm not anymore.
Caesar got out. So I took a little quick scalp here on the NQ to make this a 1R return. So that puts us just about flat on the day. And then I want to start building a trade here. So we'll see. So we'll see if we can hold these levels here and bounce. If not, then we'll continue lower. On the ES, same thing. I'm looking to see, okay, can we hold these lows? So as we're pulling back and we hold these lows, call it 75.35 for a bounce. If we can't hold them, then I'll be out. That'll probably be my last trade of the day. Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, it was me.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, I was showing my screen. Sorry. Let's look at. So yeah, what I'm saying is I'm looking to see if we can hold these levels and bounce. If not, then the trade is invalidated. So yeah, that's it. But it is 11 o'clock. We're going to have to wrap this up. We will see you again tomorrow. By the way, we start at 8:30 on the Discord where you guys can chat with us. Well, actually talk with us. It's open mic. And then after that, we switch to YouTube for the rest. So 8:30 Eastern tomorrow on Discord, 9 a.m. Eastern right here on YouTube.
Tomorrow I won't be able to join. I'll be traveling tomorrow morning. But I will be on Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
No problem at all. No problem at all. So we'll see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
But Alejandra, for those Alejandra fans, Alejandra will be back. And Super Steve will be there as well. So have a great one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Cheers.